Hi, Aaron Bernstein. Anyone who knows me well can tell you who my favorite composer is. And no offense, it isn't this guy.
Sure, Beethoven's great, scowling and being Beethovenian.
But of all 19th century German composers, the one I keep coming back to had a sense of structure and musical economy nearly as acute as Beethoven's. And his music has all the depth and poignancy you would expect from a romantic composer, minus the self-pity. Want to meet him? In this video, we'll take a brief look at the rhythmic sophistication so typical of Brahms, and one of the many reasons why I never get tired of his music.
First, let's see how accents can change our sense of meter. This is the last solo piano piece of Johannes Brahms. It's in 2/4 time, and I'll mark out the beats as we listen. We just heard the first two phrases, and, as is typical with Brahms, each phrase is 5 bars long. But there's more going on here. In the first 3 measures, we have an accent on the first beat, right where we'd expect. But look at the 4th measure. Brahms shifted the accent to the 2nd beat, and that simple displacement creates the effect of changing meter even though we're still in 2/4. In fact, we can't help but hear 2 bars of 2/4, followed by 2 bars of 3/4. Let's hear it again, and I'll reorganize the beats to reflect this perceived change of meter. It's really a hemiola, 2 bars of triple meter imposed on 3 bars of duple, and all without changing the time signature. Next, we've got the Intermezzo in A, and this time Brahms challenges the established meter by manipulating phrases. We're in 3/4, and each phrase begins on beat 3, the pickup. Now take a look at the 3rd phrase. It also starts on the pickup, but notice that's also where we change to a root position D major chord. Even though the prevailing harmony up to this point has been D major, the sudden root in the bass makes it very hard to hear this as a pickup. This is only compounded by having our 4 chord resolve to 1 on the 2nd beat of the next measure. So our 3rd phrase sounds like it comes in on a downbeat, totally contradicting the time signature. The result of all this displacement is that we hear a constantly changing meter. Here's the piece again, with the beats we're meant to perceive. So by messing with phrase lengths and using harmony to displace the sense of downbeat, we get 3/4, 2/4, 4/4, then back to 3/4. And if you're not sold on Brahms by now, watch him take all these procedures and put them on steroids, the Violin Sonata in G major. The music is in 6/4, compound duple meter, but you wouldn't know it to look at the violin part and the piano right hand, both of which use the hemiola, and therefore sound like they're in 3/2. But hold on to your Barlines, kids, there's more. The violin's downbeat is at a totally different place from the perceived downbeat of the piano right hand. They're offset. And to finish the confusion, both parts have interlocking rhythms, going for many bars without ever having their notes coinciding. And the only part that seems to obey the time signature at all is the piano left hand. It's Brahms at his most polyrhythmic, polymetric, and most awesome. Try to keep track in this world of shifting downbeats. Brahms himself said it was very intimidating, hearing the tramp of that giant behind him. As a result, it took him 20 years to finish his first symphony, and he hated it when Viennese critics called it the 10th.
But given the standards to which he held himself and his tireless efforts at perfection, I think Brahms did all right.
Yes, you did. Good boy.